Hey, this is Dave Gardner here, and I just want to talk to you about some things I've been seeing in the post lately about, complaints and, basically just whining because maybe people don't have enough money and they can't really get started. Now, I bust my tail in order to build my business, and I do it part-time and in my spare time. I'm a full-time science teacher at a high school. I've been coaching sports for over 15 years. I got 3 daughters. I'm currently a single dad, and I do this all on the side by making time. I also take action daily. It's not just about putting things out there once and just thinking that, oh, everything's just going to come to me and I'm entitled just because I signed up. Okay, you have to take consistent action. Now, if you don't have money, you need to reallocate your funds and figure it out. Maybe you pay for cable. Maybe you don't need cable. There's a lot of junk on cable. Okay, get the internet and you can get Netflix and you can see most of the stuff that you'd want to watch anyways and probably save yourself a lot of money. I actually got rid of cable last month. I was being charged for cable, I was being charged for a phone that I never even owned, and I was being charged for the internet. I finally just reduced it after the 2-year contract just to the internet. So now my phone and phone and cable bill has been removed, that portion, and just reallocate your funds. Maybe you have stuff at the house that's just sitting there and has been sitting there collecting dust for months that you could get rid of that maybe someone else wants. Slap a picture of it up on Craigslist, and if someone bites at it, then you can sell it to them or maybe put it on eBay. But remember, even on eBay, you have fees that are associated with listing. You're going to have to pay money extra for shipping, so need to include that in your original order. So these again are just some things that you can use to try to come up with that extra, maybe even $50 a month to join a business. Now, the big thing is most businesses, if you're going to do a regular business, you just go and drive up and down the road, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars a month, maybe just even in rent. Or, if it's a franchise in your neighborhood, like a McDonald's or, Wendy's or Burger King, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars just to start. So when you see most of the things that I post, we're talking about businesses that you can start for $50 a month. That's 50, okay, $50 a month. And that's basically to give you the tools that you need, and you can actually promote anything in reality. Okay, you can promote the main thing that we are focusing on, but you can also promote anything else. If you have a side business or a side product, maybe you have something else that you want to promote, you can do that for $50 a month. So maybe you are struggling, maybe you're on government assistance, and maybe you're on Social Security disability, maybe you're on this, maybe you're on that. Maybe you need to team up with a partner. Maybe you got a family member who's willing to jump in with you to do that. Maybe you're on your last dime. We don't want your last dime. That's the thing. If you are struggling and you have no money left, we don't want you to put it into us. We want you to take care of yourself so you can feed your mouse and feed your kids, get clothes on their back and things like that. But the point is, you have to understand it costs money to run a business. There is no freebie here. Okay, yes, we do have a free level where you can get in and you can see some of the tools, you can practice some of it, you can actually get some of the training that's involved for the day one of the cycle. But if you really want to get full in, you do need to be a member. You need to pay a cost. Just like if you were to go to a gym, a physical gym at your house, like Gold's Gym or Aspen Fitness Center or Planet Fitness or something similar to that, you're going to have to charge. They're going to be charged. You're going to have to pay some money. Just like if you wanted to have Netflix, you got to pay every month. If you don't want to pay, you lose the service. Okay, it's plain and simple. You can't say, oh, I'm not going to pay for the gym anymore, but I still want to come in and use your service. They're going to be like, screw you. You're like, doesn't work that way. Okay, if you don't pay your Netflix bill, you go to try to log in. It's like, please update. You need to update your payment. They're not going to let you watch any movies if you don't pay. It's plain and simple. Okay, business does take money. Yes, you can start it a little bit of a low budget and you can work your way up. Maybe you start to earn some commissions, cycle that back into lead generation, maybe buy a solo ad if you earn any commissions. But you have to put some energy and effort into it. There is no really such thing as a free opportunity. Now, they talk about things maybe starting for free, but then when you want to upgrade and maybe earn higher commissions, you do need to pay higher levels. You need to own the products and be a product of the product. From that level, you need to then start maybe putting more energy into your work. So if I'm going to start generating leads, I either have to put a lot of energy in and a lot of time in investment in time in my own work and my own knowledge in sharing and communicating and reaching out and engaging with people, or I can spend some money and get a lot of people to come to look at my site very quickly through solo ads, banner ads, traffic generation online. So it's always going to cost you. There's never really 100% free, but you can do it for low cost. Maybe you don't know everything in the beginning, and that's fine. We don't expect you to know everything in the beginning. But you shouldn't just come in thinking that you're going to be entitled because you signed up to start getting commissions, okay? You got to make sure you actually read the comp plan, read the, terms and agreements, make sure you read the privacy policy. Look at those things to make sure you understand what you're getting into. Again, the key thing is you cannot just go into this thinking everything's going to be handed to you. Now, again, I've been busting my tail working day in and day out for a job, okay? I work at a public high school. I get paid some pretty good money and I have great breaks, and that's what gives me the liberty to run a business, because right now, for example, I'm on a break. Okay, I'm on a 1-week midwinter recess break, and then I'll have spring break for another week and in about another 2 months, and then I'll have the summer off, but I don't get paid over the summer. Okay, I don't get paid over the summer. I only get paid for the 10 months I work. They don't give me anything over the summer, and I'm basically unemployed for those 2 months. So it gives me the liberty to actually have a little more freedom to do it, but I bust my tail. I put effort into it. Okay, I'm not on government assistance or anything. I'm not getting handouts. I'm going to work daily to do this, and I'm allocating certain funds. I got rid of things that I don't need anymore, and I've started to take that money and maybe invest it into advertising instead. And so those are things and strategies you can use. Again, it's not just about looking for handouts and saying, okay, gimme, gimme, gimme. It's about how can you help others? Okay, what can you do to help somebody else out? And maybe they'll realize that they want to join as well. Again, it's the whole give and take scenario. If you keep taking and taking and taking, no one's going to want to work with you anyways. Provide some value, provide content. If you go through this, if you go through my website, you go through my YouTube channel, you go through my Facebook page, you'll see that I'm always giving some content. I'm always providing information. I'm not just slapping a link up there. Okay, maybe years and years ago when I just got started and I didn't know any better, I might have just put a link up there, but I'm always putting something up there now that makes you think a little bit and gives you a little bit of value, maybe gives you some idea about the things that I've gone through and then the successes that I've had and successes that some of my team members have had. And so again, it's not just about gimme, gimme, gimme. It's about, here's this, I want to give you this. I created a website and extra bonus pages for training in addition to our member area. Okay, you're more than willing to get those from me. Maybe look in the link below and you'll see a link to that. And I'm always willing to answer questions, whether you're on my team or not, because in the big scheme of things, we're all looking to help each other out because we want the name and we want the brand to grow. But understand this, again, what a lot of people don't think is that they should just be given and entitled to this. And sometimes it kind of, makes me fed up with it. And it's kind of like the students at school. They think just because they show up that I should give them a 90, okay, or I should give them a better grade. And my whole favorite quote is that you get out of it what you put into it. If you're not willing to put the effort forth, don't expect any results. It's plain and simple. I had to bust my butt. Again, you need to bust your butt too. So it's just a little bit of what I've been thinking about lately. You can easily do this if you put your mindset on a different level, thinking that you do have to put some effort in, maybe a little bit of finance, a little bit of investment into it. Because again, any business is going to take money in order to run. You can't just get a free business. You're not going to walk down the street and someone's going to be like, hey, here's the keys to McDonald's. Good luck. Have it. We already are making, $100,000 a month, and we're just going to deposit it into your bank account just because you showed up. No, it doesn't work that way. You'd have to put in hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. If you were to buy and get a lawn mowing business, you'd have to buy a lawnmower. It's couple $100. You'd have to pay for the gas. You'd have to pay for advertising in order to get people to know that you actually exist. Okay, so the same thing happens in an online business like this, where you have to put that money in so that people know the business exists, or you have to put the time in. Maybe that's blog posts, maybe it's social media engagement, maybe it's talking to friends and family. Maybe it's actually getting in there and doing the work and showing the results. Okay, go follow the path that we have set forth. Follow the training videos, follow the things that are in there and actually take action on it. Take massive perfect action. You don't want to wait for things to be perfect in the perfect scenario. You just got to go out and do it. Maybe you make some mistakes and failure is okay. Okay, we learn from failure, but you have to actually fail in order to see, okay, what works, what didn't, how can I tweak something? Maybe I changed something a little bit. But then again, in the group, we're often sharing those things and we're sharing ideas. Maybe we're sharing certain traffic methods and strategies that are working. And again, a lot of that technique is in the actual member area. I actually created a free traffic sources video. It's over an hour long and it's in the member area. So the question is, have you watched that yet? Okay, if you haven't watched that yet, then again, you can't really come in and say, oh, well, the system doesn't work because I didn't only, maybe you didn't even go through the effort and then you never tried to do what I suggested. Okay, you got to take some consistent action. You have to be willing to, have the refusal to quit and willing to work daily over and over and over again. Some days maybe you're going to put a little more effort in because you have a little more extra time. Maybe other days you don't have as much time, so you can't put that effort in, and that's understandable. This is supposed to be something you can do part-time, but maybe with the goal you're going to do it full-time. The key thing, again, bringing it all back, business takes money. You're not just going to get anything handed to you because, again, it's not how the real world works. Okay, we have to work for things that we want to get, all right? If you want to get a new car, you want to get a new phone, you want to get something else, you got to have some money, you got to have some funds to do that, and it's going to take some massive effort. We can't just continue to hand stuff out. And so, again, whether that, makes you think that I'm a bad person or not, I'm going to give you a lot of knowledge. I'm going to give you the information that you need, as are the other leaders in the group, but you need to be the one that's taking the action to actually go forward and actually do it. Again, it's the whole leading a horse to water scenario. We can lead that horse to water, but we can't make it drink. Okay, I can give you the videos, I can give you the materials, I can give you the recommendations of people to use for, paid solar ads, or I can do, show you how to do traffic to your site generically and organically that's free, but takes time. But again, unless you physically turn your computer on and start actually doing it, it's not going to happen. Okay, and again, always provide value when you do that, any way you're looking at it. We want to have people represented appropriately, and we want to have people that come back because they know that we care about them. All right, we do care about them. All right, and so the thing is, again, you got to take action. That's all I've done for the last 7-8 years to continue to grow. And I didn't massively explode in the beginning. It's taken many, many years, but I've kept with it, and I've been consistent, and I've slowly grown and slowly grown and slowly grown. Again, this is like a marathon. There's a lot of hills and valleys as you come down in a marathon. There's windy roads. Maybe there's a pothole we got to look out for. And it's not just a sprint down a flat path like 100-yard dashes. This is something you have to be in for the long haul. And so again, maybe you have some dips and you have some failures, but you have to be willing and ready to get back up and basically share your failures. People want to know where you failed so that maybe you can help them better. All right, so again, I'm just kind of venting here, but that's kind of been what's going on in my mind when I see a lot of posts in some of the groups here. And even on my page and communications that I've made through Facebook Messenger and some other social media. You have to be willing to put the work in. Okay, that's the key thing. Basically, end of story. All right. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, leave them below. Always glad and willing to help. We'll talk to you soon.